Hi, spots and cheap pops, Vladi Dottie, Silicon Steve Alley. We are here. We are talking CM Punk's first legit promo back Smackdown just a few hours ago. And wow. And you know, Vladi Dottie, I am the one out of the two of us when it comes to CM Punk. Just like Jesse the Body Ventura calling it right down the middle. We all know that. And I have bashed CM Punk. I blame him. I throw a lot of blame on his shoulders to the condition that AEW is in right now. So to the point of Vladi is that I'm not afraid to say CM Punk's a dick. I'm not afraid to say CM Punk got fired on purpose. I'm not afraid to throw CM Punk under the bus. But God damn it, can that man cut a promo? Wow. Friday Night Smackdown was absolutely, that might have been my favorite promo in SmackDown history.
Wow.
Sprinkled in so many. And look, I might change my mind in a couple of weeks. Someone might say, well, what about that one time when someone said Usi? You know, whatever.
Almost might come out and really surprise you in a couple of weeks.
Of course he will. So CM Punk comes in and he just lights the world on fire. Says he's going to be spicy. Didn't like that part. But he threw every major player in the business right now in WWE, touched on him. Very similar to a Jim Cornette. Very similar to a Dusty Rhodes, Ric Flair. The great promos back in the mid-'80s and mid-to-late '80s of WCW, NWA. Getting everybody involved. He's saying, you know what? I'm already at top of the food chain here. I'm going to go out and get my WrestleMania main event and finish my story. Which we're going to get to in the likelihood of that in a little bit. But he goes after Roman. He mentions Cody in a very positive way.
Yeah.
Goes after Roman. Brings up that he was the OG Paul Heyman guy, even though I think you would probably say the Samoan SWAT team was.
Exactly.
Samu.
I can't even argue that. Punk is such a jerk.
But the point is, though, is that there is a situation there. There is that connection. There also is a little bit of heat between Roman Reigns and CM Punk. Things that might have went down back in the day, a decade ago, when CM Punk wanted Cassius Ohno instead of Roman Reigns, and Roman Reigns threw a little bit of shade at him a couple years ago during an interview.
Did you just sneeze in front of me, pal?
Hey, you're fired, you son of a bitch. You're not in charge anymore, Vince.
Get out of here.
And then he goes after, talks about Randy Orton, references LA Knight. And he does it the same way he did in AEW. He's putting every one of these people over. Every one of them, but he's also saying, I'm still gunning for you.
Yeah.
He brings up Kevin Owens. And wow, the Kevin Owens was my favorite thing until he went after Seth Rollins. Both of these razzes, CM Punk just came out and said, by the way, I am already the best promo in this company already. I'm walking in day one, I'm the best promo. And the reaction right now he's getting is great. Obviously, I'm a long-term guy. Will he be able to do the work, which is going to require him to get a real WrestleMania main event next year, not this coming year in Philadelphia, the following year? Is he going to do the work? But the reality is he has his destiny in his hands because the crowd is eating out of the palm of his hands. And when you're getting great reactions with Jey Uso, Cody Rhodes, and LA Knight, and the list goes on and on, these are ridiculous reactions that all these guys are getting. When you step through the door and get the biggest reaction of them all and step through the door and sell more merch than anyone walking through the door, if CM Punk can be the man, he will get his WrestleMania main event. And he absolutely, to quote The Rock, layeth the smacketh down verbally on anyone that was in his way. You're also teasing the interaction, which we did not get between Paul Heyman and CM Punk, unfortunately. Got a little bit of interaction with Randy Orton and LA Knight. Got a little bit of interaction with Cody Rhodes. So CM Punk is already top of the card, walking right through the door. And the best interaction was, obviously, there's going to be some heat with Kevin Owens and CM Punk. So maybe the Elite's battle will be fought with Kevin Owens instead of Cody Rhodes. I would have preferred Cody Rhodes, because he had an actual real connection with AEW. But that's going to be fascinating when you go through that as well. And, you know, Vladi, the points that he made, you know, Seth Rollins bringing up his whiny voice, which we've made fun of for a while. Haven't made fun of it in a while. Brings up, you're not even the man in your own household.
Great line.
I loved. And then, of course, when they started singing the song, keep singing, it's all he's got.
Yep. Cut him right in half.
It absolutely eviscerated Seth Rollins. And quite frankly, it was a lot better than just calling him a hypocrite. So, but even the Kevin Owens thing, obviously, Vladi Dottie,
yeah,
kind of talking down to Kevin Owens because he went around punching people in the backstage area, which should be frowned upon in 2023, which obvious reference to Brawl In when he beat up Jack Perry.
Even after the media scrum, when he beat up the Young Bucks, who were Kevin Owens' friends, the way I took it. You can't punch people backstage. That's insane. He gave Nick Jackson a black eye.
How are they fucking EVPs? It's a whole other deal. Anyway.
So that was the other underlying little comment to Owen. So he's starting to peel back the onion a little bit. We're starting to scratch. Like, okay, you're going to be the guy to fight your buddy's battles here.
Yeah, and Owens didn't seem like he appreciated it later on, but Vladi Dottie, me personally thought it was absolutely knocked out of the park. Ridiculous promo. CM Punk showing everybody that here's the bar when it comes to promos now. There it is. Go after. You got to see what he does in the ring and what kind of work and see what kind of attitude he has over the next, year or so when they start talking about WrestleMania season next year, which I believe he will have a chance to get the WrestleMania main event. But your impressions, Vladi Dottie, of what was an incredible promo by Charles Montgomery Punk.
Once again, he walks into that arena and is the best reason to buy a ticket in terms of entertainment, in terms of all the stories that follow him here. And for him to just lay it out on the table. We were talking in pre-production about this little reference about him. He mentions knocking the mud off his boots, which was a sort of a reference to AEW in ways, my belief, because Cornette, who Punk does have some sort of admiration for sure, always mentions how those guys at AEW are from the Outlaw Mud Show. So I felt a little double meaning with Punk referring to the stuff on his boots as being mud. And for him to open up and just absorb all that energy from that crowd, it was great. Like, that crowd was there and was excited to see him. And as he prefaced it was a 9:00 promo, wasn't closing the show. He wasn't basically cut for time, which basically, like you and I discussed his first promo already, which was good, but we felt it could have been better, and there was something sort of lacking. And then I heard that the Orton match went long and et cetera, et cetera. So he goes and basically refers to that. And now he has us for as long as he wants. And honestly, if you're going to go and do a promo class or study people to go and become a professional wrestler yourself, look at something like that. And listen, I get it. It's difficult to do that each and every time, but he does it enough where it's like, you know what? The master is in the center of the ring in terms of that with the microphone. And how he picked apart all these talents, lifted others. He just basically is telling you, like, the coordinates on his map and what he feels about who. And he's already given you the underlying conditions for these future feuds if he keeps his nose clean. Right? So this was just awesome. It was concise, to the point, and he did such a good job, and he felt it, that he basically just went and swung the bat as if he had hit the home run. And for him to go after Owens, honestly, I can see Owens and him actually having a nice feud in the ring. And I agree with you. Punk has lost a step. He's not like what he once was. And I've done that as well. Looked at some older footage of him, like Ring of Honor and like early on WWE. Yeah, man, he's older. And but if anybody can get something out of him too, it's Owens, especially Rollins as well. But just even the size differential there, that's like an interesting look for Punk against Owens. And honestly, on the microphone, I can't wait till both of those guys are in the ring going at each other. So this is really just laying it out nicely, even for like non-title feuds like what we're going to get with Rollins, which is my opinion going to be the first one. I think we're getting that in Philadelphia.